The world did not end July 20th, July 21st, July 22nd, July 23rd, 24th, or 25th. The predictions of Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow did not come true. So where are we now? What is Chad and Lori's end game? Let's get into it. The world did not end this past Wednesday, despite the predictions of religious cult leader Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow. The couple is currently in custody and facing charges related to the disappearance and later murder of Vallow's two children. Daybell himself had previously predicted that the world would end on July 22nd or 25th, along with the visions of earthquakes hitting the Idaho front, along with Wyoming and Utah. Daybell was something of a celebrity in the doomsday prepper circles, so much so that his obsession with the world ending was part of Drew Vallow into a romance with him initially. As KSL TV noted, Daybell had written extensively about the topic. He even referenced the 2009 apocalyptic film 2012. Shh, I'm starting to sound like Woody Harrelson, he wrote at the time, referring to Harrelson's character in the 2012 movie. As the crazy doomsday prophet, he said, to describe earthquakes and everything else that may happen in the future. The first one is a moderate and it disrupts life for a couple of weeks, Daybell wrote. Many older brick buildings crumble and roads suffer damage, but repairs are made quickly, just in time for the major quake to happen. Ian Pawlowski, the husband of Vallow's niece, Melanie Pawlowski, had spoken with FBI back in December of 2019, where he also noted about the couple's obsession with end-of-times earthquakes. I shared his ideas at first about earthquakes being prepared in SLC, and they were preparing for earthquakes at the time when I spoke with police, but we no longer believe anything that he had to say. Vallow also spoke about the matter in several of her podcasts back in 2018, which was part of the larger Preparing a People platform. We are gathering together saints and brothers and sisters and preparing for the second coming of Christ, she said. Emails between the two that were sent in January of 2019 were also tracked by detectives in Arizona, which detailed a list of 7 missions to accomplish together. The items included the following: translations of ancient works, identifying locations in northeastern Idaho, Utah, and New Mexico, and Wyoming for white-only camps, and supplying items to whoever they deemed as a member of the righteous family. End quote. It's believed that these correspondences also could hold clues to the murder of Vallow's two children, 17-year-old Tylee and 10-year-old JJ. The FBI and detectives from Arizona are not disclosing or even willing to speak about the contents of the over 75 emails that they have now in their possession that were received between the two of them going back as far as January of 2019. During a special episode of Dateline back in June of 2020, Vallow's former best friend, Melanie Gibbs, spoke out about the couple and their beliefs, which she described to at one point as being apocalyptic. These beliefs included reincarnation and zombies, and the fact that they thought that Oprah Winfrey, amongst others, was the devil in spirit. Some of the predictions that we believe are not and have not come through to at any point at all, Melanie Gibbs went on to say. According to former FBI agent Jacob Reynolds, the FBI has spoken with no less than 25 previous followers of Chad Daybell's and Lori's. Of the 25 that we have spoken with at this time, we are very confident that none of them are at this time looking to self-harm or do anything to themselves or their families in an end-of-life prophecy, where they believe that the world is ending because of Chad's teachings. One of those such individuals spoke to Associated Press reporters on the conditions of anonymity. I followed Chad Daybell's writings and audio messages for years, this person went on to say. The predictions never seemed to actually come true. Nothing really ever materialized of anything. Back in 2019, May to be exact, a great white grizzly bear was supposed to come out of the forest of northern Idaho. We never saw this albino white grizzly bear come out of the forest of northern Idaho. Other predictions that never seemed to happen were solar flares that he had spoke of that would disrupt communications around the world, that was supposed to last for several weeks back in 2019. We never saw any of this. Minor earthquakes that were supposed to happen to disrupt life in and around Utah and Wyoming area, we never saw happen. I'm not surprised that no one followed through or stopped believing anything that he had to say by the beginning of January of 2020. I believe that he tried to dupe us all into giving up our money and our assets to the church, which was something he preached heavily, that we should turn over our assets to the church so we could be as resolved of our sins. This never happened for me, and I'm sure that no one else really did it either, especially by the time 2020 rolled around and Chad and Lori had skipped off and we found out that both of their children were missing. Really, who was supposed to carry on after that point? They abandoned us, they abandoned their teachings, had killed their children, and moved on to Hawaii to live the good life, and left us all hanging here in Utah, Wyoming, and in Idaho. I feel sorry for their families, their loved ones, and anyone that ever fell victim to their message. End quote. So it appears that no one believed the end of time prophecies more than Chad, Lori, and maybe Alex. They believed that the world was ending. But when it didn't end, it must have been a dark, dark days for them. And now, we go forward with their trial, their convictions, which are most likely going to happen sooner than later. They will stand trial here on this earth for what they've done, and they will be judged accordingly in the afterlife for what they did to JJ, Tylee, Alex, Charles, and Tammy. The two shall burn for eternity for what they've done.